Hello, my name is Beatrice Mao. I happen to be the wife to Honorable Norbert Mao, Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. And we are here at our farm in Gulu. The farm is called Tegot Farmstead. We've got 6 acres of coffee and matoke there. We have 1 acre, the 1 acre model. Actually, I did that as a model for the president when he said 1 acre model. I've got the 1 acre orchard with fruits, 260 trees in there. I have got 6 acres of the pasture, and I was forced to bring some cows there. And I have got 1 acre of the mother garden feeding my nursery bed. And my nursery has got about 1 million seedlings as we speak. And then the other side, I've got the forest, and I've got 7 acres of sweet potatoes. I grew up in Kampala, Najanankumbi to be precise. So I'm a Kampala born. My parents live in Najanankumbi. And I studied here. I went to Trinity College Nabingo. I went to Makerere High. And for my university, I went to London. And that was in 1994 when I went to London to pursue my degree. I've been living there ever since 1994. After my studies, I used to work for Microsoft. And to cut the story short, in about 2010, there was a recession in UK. And I sat down and I decided to start my own business. But the first thing that came into my mind was I need to promote my country, Uganda. But how do I do it? The lady, the mother that brought me up, she used to do craft. She was into craft at Buganda Road, you know, the craft shop. So I picked passion from her. So I went, because I'd done information systems and computers, I built my own website. I started my own business promoting East Africa to Europe. That's my journey a little bit. So while doing business, I used, and I have to be very, very honest with you, and this is a question even His Excellency asked me when I came back, how much money did you start with? And I told him that I started with £3,000. When there was a recession in the UK, many of us became redundant and we were given a payout. And I sat down and I said, I'm going to go into business. I'm going to go to East Africa, shop, artwork. There are so many youth, university students that have got very beautiful, innovative work. I would come with my children on holiday. We visit craft centers, we visit exhibitions, we visit everywhere in East Africa, Rwanda, Kenya, Uganda. And I would go back with unique items and I would sell them. So after the recession, I've started my business. It picked up around 2014. That's when it really picked up. So I used to be a frequent traveler. I would come to Uganda 3 times in a year. That is Easter time, summertime, which is August, and then December time. So, and it is fortunate enough that it is through my work that the president recognized me, saw me. And I remember him asking me about just like you've said, about what I do. And I said that. And he told me about his initiatives, the Girl Child. So I'm coming to the story how I come back. So in 2019, as I did my busy shopping and all that, I happened to so venture into a bigger picture that now that I've established myself, I want to promote East Africa to Europe in a better way. As in, so I organized an event, a East African trade event. And it is through that East African trade event, I wrote to all the presidents of Tanzania, Rwanda, everybody came on board, including our president, who was the chairman of East Africa then. That's how I get to communicate. And he said, one day when you come back, visit my initiatives. I said, I'll come back. I'm always coming back. So when I came back in 2019, I happened to interact with him again. And I told him, I've got my business. I don't work like that. I need to check my schedule when I can come in and maybe visit this girl child and motivate them, empower them, and so forth. So in my diary, I knew that I was coming back around February, March 2020. So I happened to come back, and then COVID came. So that is how I come back. But before then, I was a friend to the Honorable, who is a DP president. We were friends. And that's when I come back, and then COVID came. And when COVID came, it made me realize that people should not take certain things for granted. For example, your little land outside your house or anywhere. So it so happened that a few of my friends used to have stickers to travel places, to move, a few special people. And the Honorable used to have a sticker. So we would move, and I would find it a little bit boring because he would attend his meetings and I'm doing nothing. And it all started as a joke, planting a few things like onions, whatever, around the house. 2022, we've started like dating, that we used to frequent this way. And he showed me a few places, as in, oh, I've got my land here. Then he would drive somewhere, I've got something here. What do you think we can make here? Then one day he told me, you've seen all my assets. Where do you think you can settle? I remember laughing a lot, and I think I even went and told my mom, saying, this guy is a joke. I went someplace in Gulu because all my life, since I was born, I've never been here since 2021. So I came, I'm seeing a bush where you just pass through in a little corridor. And I'm like, how can he even think about this? Like, seriously. Then, still about the same time, like God can bring things. A friend of his gave me a helper. And that helper was a boy called Andrew. And he came from Masaka. He didn't come from Masaka, but he comes originally from there. A young boy, I think he had done his diploma in agriculture. So he came to help me out to make tea, this, that. So I used to travel with him a lot, as in two of us would travel. Then one day he tells me, oh, Mom, I love digging. Then I said, you do? Why don't we venture? So we would make a little circle and then we grow certain things. So that's how it all started. I used to run away from Kampala. Actually, my first adventure, I timed when he's gone to frontline, and we had cars and I can drive. So I said to myself, number one, he's shown me places, but I need to first know how do I get to Gulu. So I got into his car, a Subaru, and I drove alone. I knew it, when I was growing up, I knew how to reach Kawempe. And he had told me that this road is a straight line. So I drove a straight line and I ended up in Gulu. But remember, I had to quickly go back before he comes back at midnight. So I came to Venture to see where did we come, like, you know, that Venture. So I remember him reaching home and calling and saying, B, where are you? I said, I'm Luwelo. What are you doing in Luwelo? That I'm coming back from somewhere, I will explain. And the rest is history. Because I started coming here, and every time he would come, he would be shocked. He would say, you've planted cassava, you planted maize. How did you do it? I said, I'm reading. I would read and just do things. So I started off being scattered, like we explained earlier. And then eventually I said, I'm going to be organized, as in having little portion of little blocks of something. And of course, with his help, he's very good at infrastructure. So he started telling me that if you're having blocks, then I can create roads for you. So he would bring a tractor and create a road. Then I know this side is cassava, this side is maize. But from my testimony, I can tell you, and everybody that knows, because some people have come here and cried, some people have come here and they can't believe it. It was a bush. And I wish you took that little hut, this other one that was on this side, the old one. Because that old hut, it was the only hut in the bush, but with no roof. I remember sneaking in and telling him, please take a photo of me. And he took a photo. So when I took it to my person, you know that feeling like our child, my goodness, what has happened to this girl? For some reason, I love, number one, I'm a go-getter. Number two, I love adventures. Number three, I hate seeing a bad environment. Bad environment, I mean, you see, for example, he had the house helps. There were 3 girls or 4. Whenever he would be coming from Kampala, bring us onions, bring us odi, bring us this. And in my head, I was like, how can this be possible? So I would sit with those girls and tell them, why don't you put this outside? So when we bring something, we are just complimenting. Now, a girl from Europe and you want to adventure, I wish every person in Africa would travel a little. Even if you travel to Nairobi, there is a way it awakens you that people are shouting, matatu, 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 matatu. Then you come to Kampala and please, mpafasi, you get. There's a way your mindset changes. So in Europe, whether you've given birth, you know that you've got to wake up and work. You've got to know that you've got to do this and that. My business in Europe really opened up my eyes. Why? I was proud of the products of Uganda. I would happily stand in my stall and say, this is a mat, and I describe it. This is a mat made from Uganda, made out of sisal. I would even write little notes. And I remember one time I got a buyer from Brazil asking for over 20,000 mats. That was by the way, that was my first breakthrough where I made loads of money. I remember coming with my first son. By then I think he was 19. As soon as I used to be like, should I call it a slay queen or something? But that day I arrived at airport. I put on a chitambal on my head to disguise myself. I remember asking a vehicle, because I have so many friends. I asked a vehicle, and I asked that vehicle from Desh, Kananura. Said, I need a vehicle, I need to go to Masaka, I'm looking for mats. They would laugh at times, they would say, you're mad, what. I went there, I camped in a Masaka somewhere before Chitovo, something like that. And I started doing research, and they would tell me, women come and sell mats on a Wednesday between this time and this time. Remember, this company wanted 1 meter by 2. So I started sitting there and training. Instead of having a holiday for 2 weeks, I started training women in Masaka that I need 1 meter by 2, 1 meter by 2. And I started shipping them, whatever, taking them out, getting money. So those things, there is a way they wake you up. But also, I grew up in a home of people working hard. We work hard. My dad is in insurance, has been in there for so many years. We work hard, and he has taught us how to work hard. So I'm here. It's a bush. I've started off being scattered, growing soya, growing potatoes, growing this, and I would not tell when to harvest. So I just I plant, because I know that, oh, we are here for this weekend, what do? Plant maize, then I go. So time of harvesting, you're calling the locals. Is the cassava ready? Is this ready? By the time you come, I think half of it is gone. So I said to myself, I think I need to go into long-term crops. Long-term meaning coffee, macadamia, what. So of course I started off with hash avocado from people encouraging me, like in Acholi we are growing macadamia, the Chief Justice was growing macadamia, everybody. So I tried that. Then one day I just told Honorable, but in Uganda where I come from we grow coffee. Why don't I try? And he jokingly laughed and said, coffee in Acholi? No, Beatrice, think of cotton, think of what. I said, no, I don't know anything about coffee, about cotton. I want coffee. So on our way to Kampala, I downloaded a book called, I think, How to Grow Robusta Coffee, something like that. So I was reading, much as telling him that, oh, they have numbers, K1, K2, K, something like that. So I call up a friend of mine called Kapshenga, who then said to me, coffee in Acholi, you have to first test the soil. You have to do this, you have to do that. So I said, no, me, I don't have time to test this. Let me grow, maybe 1 acre. If it grows, then I'll expand. And so we slashed off that. It's about 5 acres. And one day he had a DP event in Masaka. But my mind was, get me someone from Masaka. And he said, if you insist, there is a coffee grower in Masaka, I've forgotten the man. We visited him, and he gave me 2 of his workers. I put them on the bus. We came with them here for about 2 weeks, and they helped me measure, like you measure like this. And I remember using the locals. I told them how much is a pit. A pit is 700. They did the pits. Of course, the first time, it was not perfect. It was all like not really perfect, but okay. So I went with my money. I purchased number 1, number 2, number what, up to 9. Then I mixed it with some local trees. And I marked them. I would mark them that number 1 is here, number 2 is here, number 3. To my surprise, the coffee started growing. And all I did was to use normal things like cow dung, what. I would drive all the way to Dr. Mona's farm to get cow dung and come and feed it and so forth. So I grew that coffee. When it came up, and it's so nice, first I told my dad, I've grown coffee, but I need banana suckers. So he gave me about 10, 15. I came and put them in. Every time I would be coming from Kampala, I passed by him, adding bananas, and they grew. So I was so proud of myself that I wanted to advertise it. So how do I advertise that, you people, it can be done in Acholi? So I pushed myself to prove a point, but maybe to prove to my husband that coffee can grow in Acholi, and it did. The most important challenge I faced was, I've just told you, the heat, the drought, which is, I think, October, November, December, January, up to February. I remember crying. I would come here and I find my coffee is all black. I would cry. Then I remember one day, I would cry. Then I remember one day I told him that, tell you what, I'm just going to give up. And when I pack my bags and go to Kampala, I'll never come back to Gulu, because you need to find me irrigation. So the challenge, number one, everybody, however little you've started, like at least 1 acre you can water with a can, but irrigation is key. Irrigation, making sure that you have a water supply. So my cry out, he made sure that he digs the water system, and then I managed to get the water system through UGIF. I applied through UGIF, and they were assisting farmers that you pay 1 million, they come and assess your farm, they help you out. So of course I got through the frustration process of back and forth chasing, but eventually last year I managed to get. Enslaving myself, I also faced that challenge, the challenge of those animals moving, especially in the drought season, November, December, January, February. There is no, it is so hot, and there's no food. There's scarcity of food for the animals. So they would move around. You wake up in the morning and your animals, your plants are all destroyed. So to keep peace, because I don't always keep coming here, I'd fence it off so that I try to protect my crops as much as possible. After seeing this coming up like this, I was motivated and saying, if I can lift my neighbors, even if it's just 10 households, it would mean something, not only to me, but also to them, and to encourage them and to talk to them. I've found a challenge of the community in Acholi being alcohol. So I'm trying to think, if you make someone busy, where are they going to find the time to go and drink from 8 o'clock to sunset? Now, my helping people, so many people have come here, so many people visit my farm when I'm not around. When I come, I don't know how people get to know that I'm around. You'd find like 20 women coming, oh, can I have some coffee? Can you help me? So I usually get in my car, because even now today, there's a lady who came that she wants banana suckers. And I'm like, do you have the pits? That, yes. Then I said, okay, wait for my driver. We go, said, Mommy, I'm lying. I'm going to slash. So when they tell me they want help, I need to visit them. If you find someone has helped themselves, you have to lift them with the little you have. I brought our wedding here because we have friends. The Madivanis gave us a venue. Dr. Sudil gave us a venue. And I told him, no, you're from Acholi. The wedding is happening in Acholi, whether in Kaunda ground, whether at our farm. it is okay. And I made sure the wedding happens here. And you don't know how many people's mindset we changed, because many people from Kabale, from where they've never come to Gulu, they were like, there is another place called Gulu. And they keep coming here every weekend. Regarding a gold digger that I want to take his things, I've just told you, I don't even have to tell the story. He tells it himself. I'd given up on that. It was a bush. Not only that, people that know, his friends, for example, the General Otema, he came here and he was, Mao, you remember when we were passing through the bush to whatever and you told me this is your place? So it speaks for itself. And I've got a lot of respect from Macholi because most of them know him. They knew him then, they knew him now. A gold digger does not do this. I would be maybe in Serena having tea, saying, okay, I'll take this and this and that. I'm in Acholi because I've come to love this place. And I feel that even if I change 20 mindset, I've done something. I'll leave this country when I've added a value to somebody. People thought, oh, this person, she's come to take our whatever. Because number one, Honorable Mao is respected and people love him in Acholi. He's their son. Everywhere you go, our son, please, our son, treat well our son. I can treat well their son by, we buy posh cars and we're in Kampala, cruising back to Acholi, and I go to a hotel, a nice hotel, and sleep. But I said, okay, I found you like this. Actually, we need to find those pictures of then and now. So I found like this. This is how far we've gone. So, of course, I found those challenges of people fighting me, and of people saying that, no, this is not the right woman, she's come to steal your things. But now the same people, because you keep quiet and you do your work, the same people are like, Mama, you are our queen, you are our what? Because they've seen. You get, they have seen. So for me, I don't talk. I just continue with my work. I want to thank my husband, Honorable Norbert Mao, for being supportive. Because without a supportive husband, how can you do miracles? You can't. And I would like to thank God. Of course, God gives me life for me to drive every time here on the road, and nothing has ever happened to me. So, of course, the government security, because other people would think, by the way, I come here with no security. I drive and come here. Times I run away from them. So I want to thank God for life and to thank the community. And lastly, I would like to thank General Salim Saleh, who is like, I think, a brother to me or something. He's really encouraged me. He's been very encouraging. And every little achievement I've had, I run to him. Oh, I planted maize. Oh, and at times he would say, oh, with those nails, I did that, I did that. So I really want to thank him because number one, he's stuck here because he loves the community. And he's made me appreciate what is here, the peace. And yeah, thanks to him and to Honorable. My name is Beatrice Mao Nambi, born in Najanankumbi, Entebbe Road. I'm coming as Lord Mayor, Kampala City. I request Kampalans to vote for Beatrice Mao, a Kampala born. I'm a city girl. I've grown up in Kampala. I know what Kampala needs. Better planning, noise pollution, fighting law and order. People need to be orderly, and above all, to be clean. Let's have our city clean. I want to concentrate on the basics, basics. And I request all of you to trust a woman, because women can deliver. I told you I'm very passionate about Gulu. I've done a lot as a person, and I'm very proud of it. But I also have to think that I was born in Kampala. I'm a city born. And I see so many people serving the people of Kampala, serving Uganda. For example, our president, he serves Uganda, but his farm is in Rachtura, and he's managing it well. He's got everything in place. So I wouldn't find that as a challenge. And I know what Kampala need. I know what the people of Kampala need. And I'm not this kind of politician that is going to promise the people of Kampala what I can't deliver. So I believe, like how I started here with basics. I had basics. It is the same in Kampala. We have to start with the basics. For example, clean city, having orderly law and order. Why would a border guy drive towards me in a one-way system? You understand? We have to do the basics. We have to show example. So when you start with the basics, clean city, law and order, noise pollution, better planning, those are basics. I don't want to come and promise people that in 2 years I'm having a train or whatever, things I can't deliver. I've made sure that the past 4 years I've worked here to make this farm, as you've seen it, is to make sure I put systems in place. Once you have a system in place, you don't have to be on site all the time. You have a system in place, you have a good team. I have built my team. I now employ up to 15 workers, and each one of them knows what they are doing. So you really need to, I've got a manager, I've got a supervisor, you've just seen my coffee expert who is always on site. So I don't think that would be a problem, because I've set myself up here and I want to add value. I want to do something for a place where I grew up, a place where I was born, and especially when I know the problem that is affecting our city.